Hello fishies and welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a minute since I've done a review, but I'm in today to talk to you about what it was like to get my Mertailor Spellbound repainted by the incredible Crow Caw FX, or Jonathan. Today we'll talk about why I decided to ditch the green. I get a lot of this recently. Echo, why did you decide to get rid of the beautiful green bass-inspired tail that Mertailor painted for you? Yes, I know. And then also a little bit of a review. If you guys are liking this video, please be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell down below so that you can be notified whenever I post new videos. All of that stuff that you do helps me keep making videos like this for you. And if you have any comments, questions, or suggestions for videos, reviews, tutorials, content you'd like to see in the future, please leave me a comment down below. Other than that, let's skip right to it. It was a difficult decision. I had originally gone to Mertailor to produce a largemouth bass inspired Spellbound, which is my favorite freshwater fish. I'm a river maid. I teach kids about river conservation and freshwater conservation, and I thought, what better teaching tool than a tail that I can use to point out the camouflage differences between the belly and the back. And it was great, and I absolutely loved the tail, but the longer I did educational initiatives with it, I just really felt like it wasn't me. I was missing a large part of my mersona in the purple and the teal. I still had my ankle swirl, but it wasn't as prominent, and there was something itching inside me that said, if I'm going to own a piece of art, it should represent what my business is and who I am on the inside. So I contacted Mertailor and I asked him, what does the repaint process look like? And he let me know that he actually prefers to completely start over on a new tail, and I just didn't have the financial resources to do that right now. And I knew that there was this other artist out there, Crow Caw, who was doing Nymphia's tail and Mezzie's tail, and I loved the results on both of those. So I reached out to him and he was able to get me in right away at an incredibly affordable price, but we'll get to that later in the video. And I decided that was right for me and what I needed right now. A big reason why is because, big announcement, I am moving to Ireland for at least a year on something called a working holiday authorization visa, and I'm leaving in 3 days as I'm filming this. So when you see this, I will be there in Ireland. And I needed that tail for when I arrive in Ireland so I could start getting my business rolling in Galway. So for a bunch of reasons, I decided that Crow Caw was right for me and that I needed to have my purple and teal back because I missed it. The green bass inspired tail was stunning and beautiful, and a lot of you expressed sadness when you heard that I repainted it, which is kind of why I kept it on the down low until it was finished. It was absolutely beautiful, but I think that the purple and teal, as we know, is Echo's look, and I needed it back. So I hope you can understand, but that's why I decided to repaint the tail. Alright fishies, so the review's gonna work like this. We're gonna go through 3 different things. We're gonna talk about the process, the outcome, and things you should know if you decide to repaint your tail. Part 1, the process. I can't say enough good things about Jonathan at Crow Caw. From the beginning to the end, every part of working with him was an absolute pleasure and joy. He did things that made me feel comfortable and confident in the decision and in the creative process. I am over the moon excited and happy that I got the opportunity to work with him. He did things like call me multiple times to ask me a question. He was always responding whenever I had any questions immediately. There were no emails other than like when we first set up the contract, but everything else was done over messaging and calling. So it was really personal. I felt like I was working with a partner who really understood me and my vision. I sent him like a mood board and a really poorly drawn design, and he took aspects that matched or were consistent throughout all the pictures I sent him and throughout my design, and combined them into one finished product that represents sort of the overarching theme across all of my visions. I didn't even talk to him about what I wanted. He just was able to like look at these pictures and create my dream. So he is super familiar with working with mermaids and understands that this is a piece of who we are, and it is a piece of what allows us to feel more like our true selves, and he respects that and he gets that, and he is determined to give you your dream tail and won't send you the tail unless it is absolutely perfect. One of the first things he said to me was, don't worry about saying sorry if you want to change something. It's all going to be a process, and the way that I paint is friendly to the creative process. So if you decide you want one thing and then later change your mind, that's okay. Like, we'll get through it. He didn't make me feel like I was being annoying whenever I reached out to him. He was always available and so kind and so understanding. I just had a repaint done, but he also does anything from partially made tail all the way up to a fully customizable tail, from the scales, the fins, the fluke, and if you don't see something, he has said that he will literally sculpt your dream fluke and scale sheet from scratch. So he really is a one-stop shop for everything you could possibly need in a tail, and I am so blown away with everything he offers, and I'm so happy I went with him. Part 2 of our review is the outcome. I mean, I don't think I really have to say much about the aesthetics of the tail. I'll let it speak for itself. She is absolutely beautiful and gorgeous. And I'm trying not to knock my set over here. I mean, I'm biased, right? Because it's my tail, but I think he has taken my Mersona and brought it out in a really beautiful way. Calypso here was gorgeous and stunning, but she's just very fantastical and not realistic, I would say. And that was fine. That was what I wanted at the time. This is a princess tail. But this one, I feel like would be something that a real mermaid would actually wear in the ocean. He uses the best state-of-the-art paints, the best state-of-the-art pigments, and you can't really see in this light, but I have lots of videos and pictures that will show you the iridescence and pearly nature of the coloring, and it's stunning. And I'm so happy with the outcome. Of course, the tail still swims the same because it's the same tail. You just have to be a little bit more cognizant of scuffing and putting your heels on the bottom, you know, bumping your tail into things because it is a repaint. Overall, I am over the moon happy with the outcome. I think it's absolutely perfect. He did everything exactly how I had dreamed. Well done, well done. If there is one message that I want you to take away from this video, it is this idea. Repaint equals risk. And let me tell you why. These are things I didn't know before I went ahead and did my repaint, but I think they're super important and I wish I would have known them. So if you are considering getting your tail repainted, here's what you need to know about laying pigmented silicone down on top of pre-existing platinum or dragon skin silicone. Silicone is this crazy substance that is based on chemical reactions, and once you 100% cure silicone, meaning drying and solidifying the chemicals, it's really hard to bind anything to that because silicone only binds to itself. So because of the way various types of tails are made, when you repaint them, there is a chance that the silicone tail will not bond to the silicone paint that anybody uses, not just Crow Caw, but anybody who's repainting your tail. You are taking a gamble at the quality of the original silicone, the state that it's in when you send it in. There's no guarantee that the silicone paint will bond to your tail. Crow Caw cleans tails before he even begins to paint them with water, acetone, alcohol, and make sure they are sparkling clean and that the only thing in between his first layer and your tail is nothing. That is absolutely squeaking clean. Also, the first thing he does is lay down a coat. I have to look at what it is because I don't know how to pronounce it, and I hope I'm pronouncing it right, Jonathan, but he lays down a layer of shinsu or silpoxy, which is this sort of like silicone bonding agent, and it's clear. So that's the first thing that goes on your tail, and that allows the paint to stick even better. So he's taking extra measures, everything he can do in his power to make sure that new paint is gonna stick. Then he'll paint your tail and he ends the top of everything with another clear coat layer. But because tails are made out of silicone, there is no guarantee that his process is going to work 100%. If you get spots that start to peel or flake, what you can do is take some pigments and silpoxy and mix them together and just lay that silpoxy over the places that are peeling to prevent further peeling. Part of the reason why this happens is because dragon skin silicone is stretchier than silicone paint. So in the areas that stretch, you're gonna get natural, peeling from the paint because the paint isn't as stretchy as the silicone. The most at-risk areas for peeling and flaking are gonna be the areas that stretch the most. So waist or the tops of your knees, maybe the backs of your heels, the places where that silicone is bending a lot or you're pulling a lot is gonna be your highest risk areas for peeling. If you have a repainted tail or you're thinking about repainting your tail, be aware of that and get yourself some silpoxy. If you have a silicone tail, you should already have silpoxy. You can buy silpoxy on Amazon. I'll link down to it below. You can also buy basic pearl pigments on Amazon. I'll link to some colors down below. But as far as things to know, if you are thinking about repainting your silicone, please remember that repaint equals risk. Okay? There's no guarantee that if you send it off to anybody, there's no guarantee that paint is going to stick because of the nature of the chemicals. So there you have it, folks. I hope you feel informed on everything from why I decided to repaint my bass-inspired Spellbound to a complete review of Crow Caw, from the process, the outcome, and a couple other things you should know. Overall, I just want to say that I would recommend Crow Caw to anybody looking to repaint their tail, and also remember that he does full repairs and completely customized tails, and he is super affordable. My repaint, I will say, was under $400 and he got it done in 2.5 months. Those numbers are subject to change, of course, with the growth and expansion of his business, but at the time of filming that, I just want to be completely transparent. That is what my experience was. It's going to be different for everyone, and if you want exact quotes, make sure to reach out to him. You can find him on Instagram at Crow Caw FX. I'll put his handle right here. Actually, no, Lindsay can put his handle right here. Check him out. I'll leave links to all of his stuff in the description. Other than that, I hope your new year is off to a great start, and please make sure that you share this video and help us get more Fin fans supporting the Echo family so that I can keep doing videos like this. I depend on your support to keep producing these kind of videos. So hit that bell, hit that like, share, subscribe, all the things, and as always, best fishes from Mermaid Echo. One other thing I forgot to mention. I would like to introduce to you the person who is behind all of this lovely editing of my videos recently. Her name is Lindsay. She is the owner and manager of LE Designs LLC, and she's incredible. She's been editing all of my videos lately, including this one. So if you like her stuff, please go check her out. Her handle on Instagram is LE Designs LLC, and see what she has to offer. Would anybody like to explain to me why hair is extremely frustrating? I'm getting a phone call. No, I'm not.